All right, what up guys? Here's another YouTube tutorial. Please subscribe to my AmbitiousEdge YouTube channel, all right? If you guys want to learn and take your skills to the next level and become a multi-award winning barber, watch the video, like, subscribe, and if you have any comments, comment below, all right? For this client, he likes to have his hair in a man bun, and then he likes to clean the hairline around the neck. So we're gonna get rid of the fuzzy hairs, the baby hairs, make it nice and sharp in the back, and then he wants me to give him a beard trim. So how do you want the haircut?
You throwing it up, you're describing everything that you want.
I didn't say details. Huh? I didn't say details. You just said you want me to trim the beard. How do you want me to trim the beard?
How do you want me to trim the beard? All that way. Because you described everything.
All right, so just tell me what you told me.
Trim the side just a little bit. The bottom, not too much, but just leave it long enough where, you can pull. When I have my hair like this, I want this side here in the fade. Basically, not all the sideburns gone, but into a fade.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So we're gonna clean him up. We're gonna make him look good. He hasn't gotten laid in years, so we're gonna make sure that he gets a nice Tinder date, right? So stay tuned. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comb his hair, make sure it's not tangled. I'm gonna brush through it, get rid of all the knots, and then I'm going to damp the hair a little bit so when we put it in a man bun, it's gonna look nice and clean. You're gonna see the nicest, cleanest man bun you've ever seen. All right, so I just damped the hair thoroughly. Now I will begin to put the hair in a man bun. Brush the hair back. Pull the hair towards the top of the head to get the hairs out the way when I give them that edge up behind the neck. Damp the hair all around. All right, so I have a hairband right here. It's a little harder doing a man bun on somebody else versus doing it on yourself, but this is good enough. What do you guys think? All right, so I'm gonna start behind the neck, comb the hairs down, all these little flyaway hairs. I'm gonna part it behind the ear so that I know what to trim with the clipper, with the #1 guard, clipper closed, all right? So I'm gonna trim the hairs in this area with the #1 guard, all right? What I like to do is I like to slam the hair down so that the #1 guard doesn't cut the longer hair on top, all right? Nice and easy, nice and clear. Clear the area so when I trim it up, it's gonna look nice and sharp. Pull the ear down. Make sure you go over the section again. If there's any loose hairs or hairs that are falling off the edge of the natural hairline, just go over it with the #1 guard. Knock it down, because those are the ones that get in the way of that fresh, crispy lineup, right? So grab my #1 guard, pull the ear down, angle the clipper at a 45-degree angle, and just get rid of that hair right there. All right, so I'm gonna do one side first, all right? So on the sideburns, same thing. Comb the hair down, all the hairs that are loose. Make sure your part is nice and straight across from ear to temp. If you want, you could use the corner, just that one tooth on the very end of your comb, part it, section it, so that you know it's nice and straight across. All right, so with the #2, I will use the #2 guard just to be safe, number 2 guard, clipper closed, right here. Trim this section on the sideburn, all right? Slam the hair down with your left hand, with the opposite hand. Make sure you slam the hair down so you don't cut into the long hair. So now that we removed the bulk, I'm gonna go back with my number 1.5 guard, clipper closed, and go over the same section. I always like using the number 1 around the edge ups because the 1 might be a little too short sometimes or too small. And the 1.5 is like the perfect length to give you that crispy lineup. And if you guys notice, right here, mid sideburn, the hairs are a little darker. It's a little fuller than the temple area, which is natural. It's just a shadow. So I will use a number 1 clipper closed and attack this area so that the top part looks darker than the bottom part. It'll give it a tapered illusion. It's all about the details. Make sure you guys pay attention to detail, all right? All right, I'm gonna use a hair grip, put it right behind the ear, get the long hairs out the way because I'm gonna apply some hairspray, all right? I'm gonna apply some hairspray in the areas I just trimmed. All right, make sure you cover the client's eyes so that when you apply the hairspray, you don't get it in his eyes, all right? Just a little mist. Go over it with the blow dryer. Pull the ear down and then use your T-edge. Use your T-blade trimmers, all right? Any T-blade is what I use. When you're going over the ear, make sure you're using the corner of the blade. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure so you don't cut the client's skin or give them any skin irritation. All right? I will round off the back. Now I will go over the front part of the ear and use my corners of my T-edge blade. Pull the ear down to over direct the baby hairs to give you a crispier lineup, right? It's the little details that matter. Now I will do the front part of the arch. Use the corner of the blade whenever you go over any arch, any part of the head. All right, so for the whiskers right here, I will take the number 3 guard and go over this area to make it look like a tapered sideburn down to the beard. All right, so I always start with the longer guard, a bigger guard, so it doesn't cut too much off, because you can always take it down with the smaller guard after if it's still too long. You can freestyle too. Use the guard, but don't go fully into the beard. Just freestyle. Scope into the beard without taking too much off. So we'll clear or trim the hairs off the back part of the beard with the number 3 guard, so that there's no flyaways or overhanging hairs over the actual lineup. That's why I always taper around the edges of the head, so that there's no overhanging hairs, so that the beard stays crispy 24/7 until your next haircut. Right now I'm using the 1.5 guard and just hitting the very edges of the hairline so that I can come back with the hairspray, cover the client's hair, cover the client's eyes, spray behind the beard and over the top part. Repeat the same process, blow dry the hair. So it's still a little too long right here. I like it a little more trimmed. So I will use the number 1, clipper closed, and attack just the very edges of the beard. All right, so this part. For the back part of the beard. And then for the top part of the beard, I'm gonna use a number 2 guard, clipper closed, and attack just like I said, just the edges of the beard. Comb the hair down, analyze the length. And if you need to go shorter, use the number 1.5 guard, clipper closed, so that there's no overhanging hairs when you do the lineup. So right now it's pretty good. I will use my trimmers and keep it as natural as possible behind the beard. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure, again, so you don't irritate the client's face. And then for the top part of the beard, I'm gonna place the blade down and then I'm gonna just hit the very top part of the beard since you like his beard full. There you go. Let the machine do the work. Don't apply too much pressure. And then after I go over with the trimmers, I go over the same area with the straight razor to give it that extra super crispy lineup, right? All right, so for the straight razor part, I will pull the skin the opposite side. I will stroke the razor, all right? So I'm gonna pull the skin back and then just follow the blade wherever the skin is tight from it being pulled, all right? So I'm gonna attack the sides, the back part, and then around the arch, and then I will recline my client to just get different angles. So stretch the skin. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure. Let the blade do the work. And then towards the bottom part of the left side of the beard, since I'm right-handed, I usually just go against the grain. And remember, anytime you're stroking the blade, just make sure you're pulling the skin the opposite direction. Next, I will grab my balder and then go over the neck part. Get the hairs as tight as possible to the skin. So when you go over the straight razor, the hair falls off like butter. So got rid of that. Now I'm gonna use my straight razor. Make sure you stretch the skin. And then stroke downwards. Now I recline my client back. I'm gonna start in the arch area. And I'm pretty much just going over the same area I hit the trimmers with. Use the corner of the blade when you're going over the arches. Right now, we're gonna sculpt the beard. The client wants the chin area longer than the sides, so I'm gonna apply some hairspray so the hairs stay in place. I'm gonna grab my clipper, lever closed, and freestyle the beard.
Bye.